Yo, I'm trying a new vibe today. Is it working? This is what in ADHD. My name is Sydney, hopefully you knew that by now, and today's video is going to be about hyperfocus. Before I launch into that, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And at the end of the video, if you found it somewhat useful, I would really appreciate a like, because likes and subscriptions are going to be the only thing that keeps the channel going. If anything, do it for Nigel. He doesn't know you, but I promise he loves you. So like I said, today's topic is hyperfocus. I'm going to go over what it is, what causes it, different examples of things that people with ADHD typically hyperfocus on, my personal hyperfocuses, I'll talk about whether hyperfocus is good or bad, and lastly, how we can channel or fix our hyperfocus. But before we talk about any of that, I wanted to address the elephant in the room. A very common misconception about ADHD is that we lack attention. After all, it's called attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Deficit means that we don't have it or we lack enough of it. That is not the case. People with ADHD have plenty of attention. We just have problems regulating where it should go. I've been saying for a while now that ADHD needs to be renamed from attention deficit to attention dysregulation. That describes it better. Neurotypicals will often say, hyperfocus is not real for people with ADHD because they don't have attention. That's not true. We have an attention span, Betsy. You're just not interesting enough for it. But because we're not able to regulate attention, that means that we're unable to prioritize the things that need our attention, as opposed to the things that we want to pay attention to because we find them more interesting. It's been shown in multiple studies that people with ADHD are only able to really focus on things that they find fun or interesting. That's why you doze off in chemistry lecture. So instead of prioritizing the things that need our attention, we are going to focus all of our attention on things that give us a better hit of dopamine. So for those of you that don't know, people with ADHD have lower levels of dopamine. It's a neurotransmitter in your brain that's responsible for all kinds of stuff. Motivation, time management, organization, planning, emotional regulation, lots of stuff. So that's the common misconception, is that we don't have attention. We do, we just need it to be interesting. Moving on. Hyperfocus. What is it? So it's defined as intense concentration on something for an extended period of time to the point of time blindness and losing touch with reality or the outside world. Time blindness is when you're working on something for so long that you're not even aware of the hours passing by. And then the other one, losing touch with reality and the outside world, you're gonna get to the point where you're only focused on that thing and you're ignoring texts and calls from your friends and family because you're so focused that you're not even worried about who might be trying to contact you. Or you aren't completing tasks that need to be completed, like you have a jury form questionnaire that's due today that you've been neglecting for 2 weeks and have put it off until the very last possible minute. Not that that happened yesterday or anything. And then you're also getting to the point that you're neglecting your basic needs. Showering, eating meals, drinking water. Hold on, that reminds me. Okay, moving on. Going to the bathroom. Sleeping is a really big one. Not for me personally, because I love sleep too much. I know of a lot of people that'll hyperfocus on a video game or a project that they procrastinated on or studying for an exam, and they'll stay up all night. All night. I would never. And they don't sleep. And then while they're not sleeping, they're probably not doing those other things too. They're neglecting all of their basic needs because they're hyperfocusing. Neurotypicals are better at recognizing, oh, I'm hungry, I need to step away for a minute and eat. People that don't have ADHD are better at prioritizing those things and being like, well, let me do this thing really quick and then I can come back and play Zelda. People with ADHD are like, oh my God, that sounds like a whole thing, and then we put it off for 2 weeks. So dopamine is obviously the key player here. We don't have enough of it, so we don't want to do those boring things that we need to do. So instead, we're doing the things that give us more of a dopamine hit because it is the pleasure and reward center, and our brain loves that shit. So you could probably answer this question because I've already touched on it a few times. What causes hyperfocus? If you said dopamine, you are correct, or lack of dopamine. So we're gonna make a little dish called hyperfocus. I am not great at cooking, that's my husband's thing, but I am great at hyperfocusing. So we have a little bowl here, and in this bowl, we are going to mix some ingredients together and make some tasty hyperfocus. We need lack of dopamine, poor time management. Our lack of dopamine fell out. Let's put that back in there. And lastly, my favorite ingredient that goes well with so many things, social awkwardness and social avoidance. And now we're going to mix all of those things together. Put it in the oven for like an hour or I don't know how long things go in the oven. Or maybe just like the freezer. Maybe it's something you don't have to actually cook and it just sets in the freezer. Once it's done cooking or freezing or whatever, you have a bowl of yummy, delicious Hyperfocus. Mixing all of those things together, low dopamine, poor time management, the fact that you don't really want to be around people because they make you nervous. All those things are a great recipe for Hyperfocus. And that is why people with ADHD are a very specific group of people that are able to hyperfocus, because we have all of those things in our little kitchen of ingredients and we never run out of it. Yay us. So now we know what hyperfocus is and what causes it. Now I'm going to give some examples of what people with ADHD typically hyperfocus on. TV shows, streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Hulu. If you have ADHD, that is where your productivity goes to die, is streaming services. You've been warned. Social media, shopping, so you just needed to go get some coffee filters online, and then at the end of the day, you look back and realize that you have spent 6 hours looking at different types of coffee filters, and you could probably give a presentation on coffee filters and why certain brands are better than other brands and where to buy those brands for the best price. You could also hyperfocus on things like art, video games, researching topics of interest, and it doesn't even have to be like your passion. People with ADHD will be like, I wonder why sloths haven't gone extinct yet. I mean, what's keeping them alive? Not just reading about it for a little bit and reading one article, but people with ADHD will be like, oh my God, I need to know all of the things about sloths and why they haven't gone extinct. All of the things. So some of my personal hyperfocuses, like I mentioned before, I'm in grad school. I'm finally done with the whole class taking part of school. But when I would take classes, when I was writing notes, I would just frantically write them down really sloppy, you could barely read them. Then I would hyper-focus the shit out of rewriting those notes and making them look amazing. One lecture that took me 50 minutes to write the sloppy notes takes me like 4 hours to write the nice notes, because I'm just very fixated on turning them into something better looking. And then I never look at the notes again, so you know. And then of course there are the hobby hyperfocuses. A lot of people with ADHD jump from hobby to hobby to hobby to hobby, and they often spend a lot of money on the hobby or time researching the hobby, and they put a lot of themselves into this hobby for a very short period of time. Short period, I mean like days, weeks, maybe a month, but consistently in that short period of time, and then they never really go back to it again. So some examples of mine: acrylic pouring. Spent over $100 one day, watched hours of how-to videos, ended up making 4 canvases, and now you know. I wanted to learn how to code, so I spent $50 on a book, and I read the first 2 chapters and took notes on it, and nope. This was the longest hyperfocus hobby I've ever had, but it was making stipple art, and I even made like stickers out of all these things. And I had like a whole business, and then now I don't know, I guess this isn't really a hobby, but more of a life goal. People with ADHD have a lot of those too. I really thought for some reason that I had what it took to go to med school. So when I thought I wanted to go to med school, went out and bought this big ass MCAT book. It was like $70 or something. I don't know if you can see, but it is literally dusty. I even like tabbed like the different chapters, and I was into it for the whole like week. I thought I wanted to go to med school. And then I was like, not for me. So then it's been literally sitting on a shelf for 4 years. Now the big question, is hyperfocus good or bad? The answer is both, depending on the circumstances. So it can be good if it's healthy hyperfocus. Some people are able to channel their hyperfocus to do things that they need to do. So now maybe you're wondering, okay, well, you said people can channel it, but I've never been able to channel it. How do I channel it? I have some tips for you. When you have ADHD and you want to channel your hyperfocus, you need to make sure that you are making it fun and or interesting to you. Otherwise, your brain's gonna be like, the f***? No, we're not doing this. Like, I know we need to, but no. So you need to make sure that you're tricking your brain into thinking that cleaning your house is fun and interesting. Whenever you're in a motivated mood, I know those things come and go, but whenever you're in a motivated mood, you need to do these things. Number 1, put everything that you need for that task in one place, preferably the place that you're going to start working on it, so everything is ready for you and you could just start the task immediately when you need to work on it. 2, avoid distractions. When it comes time to do that task, put your distractions away. 3, set the mood. So again, we'll use the example cleaning your house. Something that works for me to set the mood and make it fun and interesting to clean the toilet. I actually like watching videos or looking at before and after pictures and seeing like a really dirty house and then watching the process and then seeing how clean it is after and then being like, oh, I want my living room to look like that. And then I'm like, okay. And then I'm inspired to clean for a couple of minutes. And then, you know, like if you're into candles, light some candles. Nothing's nicer than a clean house with some lit candles. Play some of your favorite music if it's something that doesn't require a lot of focus, like cleaning your house. I like to play like, I don't listen to it any other time, but I play like dubstep when I'm cleaning my house because I'm like, oh yeah, this is getting me energized to clean. I'm gonna go clean the toilet. Do whatever works for you, whatever will trick your brain into thinking that it's a good experience. Trick that brain of yours because your brain is pretty stubborn. So that's when hyperfocus is good, if you can channel it to do the things that you need to do, but like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it can also be bad if you're doing things like neglecting your basic needs and neglecting friends and family, and instead of doing things that you need to be doing, like feeding your dog or paying the bills, you're doing this other thing instead. So that's when it can be bad. So lastly, how can we fix our hyperfocus? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you can't really get rid of it. All you can do is regulate it. So this wouldn't work for everybody, but personally, for me, my meds help me regulate my hyperfocus. When I take my meds, I still do hyperfocus, but I'm able to prioritize what I want to hyperfocus on. So instead of searching for GIFs for 3 hours, I'm saying that wrong, aren't I? Someone's gonna be in the comments like yelling at me like, it's GIF! Well, I don't call it GIF because GIF is peanut butter. But my meds help me realize what needs to be done and prioritize that over playing Zelda. Another way to regulate your hyperfocus would be to set alarms and set timers. Try to set a time limit for yourself. Like, okay, I'll watch TikToks for 30 minutes and then I need to do XYZ. And then if I do those things, I can come back and watch TikTok again for whatever. But meds do work for me. And then setting time limits for yourself and setting alarms. Both of those things require you to be more conscious about your hyperfocus. If you have any other ideas to manage and regulate hyperfocus, leave it in the comments so other people can see it. That would be really cool. So that is all I have for you today. Hopefully it was somewhat helpful in some way or another. I'll see you next time on What in the ADHD. Stay weird.